Hey everyone, welcome to Gardening with Julia. I'm Julia and this is my 9th video update. This is the 3rd time I've actually made this video, so hopefully it works. So last week I transplanted one of my Roma seedlings and 2 of my Super Sweet 100 seedlings into their buckets. And the video I made for that is one that didn't work. So here they are. This is the Roma seedling. This is a Super Sweet 100s, and I'll choose the strongest of them in a couple of weeks to be the one that continues to grow. And you can see those sprouts, those are marigold flowers, and I also have some basil planted in each of these. Now marigolds are supposed to be a general pest deterrent, and basil is supposed to help the flavor of tomatoes. Now over here, this bucket, you don't see any activity yet, but it has rosemary. And this is going to be another bucket of marigold. This is the bucket of wildflowers I planted to attract bees and butterflies. Here are my spinach plants, and they seem to be doing a little better now that I've mulched on top of them, or on top of the soil, but they are still being eaten by something. Now, if you do see all this mulch, I picked up some natural cedar mulch, placed it on top of all of the containers to help stop the evaporation of water, so the plants get more of the water that I've been giving them because it has gotten really warm out here. This is my zucchini plant, and he's put out a bunch of leaves recently, and I think looks like it's doing pretty well. Here's that lettuce plant that I transplanted, and it doesn't seem to have done anything since I moved it, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. Here are the rest of my lettuce plants, and you can see they're doing pretty well. Now, for a while they started to look a little bit wilty and brown, and I realized I needed to water them more because those and the spinach are sensitive to the heat, and they need a little more water. They're also in shallower containers, so their water disappears faster. This is the Pinot Noir bell pepper plant, the one that's supposed to have purple bell peppers. And you can see it's put out buds, and I've seen it's trying to put out peppers already, and I'm worried that it's not going to be big enough to support their growth, but I guess that we will find out. And the monster of my garden right now is the poblano pepper plant. You can probably see about 8 or so peppers that are growing really well right now. Like, this is the biggest one that I have. Now I've had to keep a close eye on Sadie because she likes to pull them off when they get about that size, but so far this one's been okay. Here's my strawberry plant. You can see it's got lots of nice green leaves, and it's got a new one coming out there. And something I'd never noticed before, having an actual strawberry plant, is that the very tip of a leaf is red. So I think that's really cool. On the same day that I transplanted the tomato seedlings, I also moved my jalapeno pepper plant to a bigger container, but I'm not sure if it's actually going to grow anymore or not, or if it will actually fruit. I just keep my fingers crossed and hope that it does. Here's my yellow squash plant, and I was worried about it for a while because it looked like it was just going to let all of its leaves dry up and die, even though I was watering it. But lately it's put out a whole bunch of new leaves, just like the zucchini has, and I think that maybe it was just getting its roots going or something. Over here is a lemon cucumber plant. It doesn't seem to be doing much, but every now and then there's a flower on it. Here's the cucumber plants that I transplanted at the same time as the tomatoes. I will choose a stronger one to keep once they grow a little bigger. Here are my lovely carrots. They are nice and tall and big, and it's so hard to believe that these were those little bitty sprouts that I first saw in this bucket. Here are my onion plants. I figure they and the carrots will be ready for harvest about the same time, and they look pretty neat, and I'm excited to see what it'll look like when we pull them up. And here are my remaining seedlings. Now really, the only one I plan on transplanting for myself is this one, which is one of the carnival bell peppers, so it's going to wind up being a surprise color for me. But you can see I still have several tomatoes that are doing well, as well as that zucchini, which is doing well. So hopefully I'll be able to find something to do with those that's not just disposing of them. But that is my garden right now. And to transplant the tomatoes and the cucumbers, I followed the same steps that I used when I was transplanting the squash. So you can check out that video to see how I did it. And you can see that just like the squash, I created deep watering containers, cleaning them out really well and putting holes in the bottom so that the roots get watered the way that they'd like to. So there's my garden update video. I hope you enjoy this. I'll give you some pictures of the transplanting process, and I hope that you have a great day. Here are the marigold seeds that I have and the basil seeds I have. I haven't had luck growing basil yet, so this is going to be interesting. I'm planting these with the tomatoes. But I really kind of wanted to show you this marigold seed thing, so I'm going to set this down for a second. Or no. Now this seed mixture comes with a whole lot of filler, and so I looked up online what a marigold seed actually looks like, and one just flew away. And so all of this little bitty crap is just filler, 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 filler. I'm going to dig out a seed and show it to you. So this is one marigold seed. Oops. So you can see it's really easy to find amongst all that filler. So I'm actually digging these out and planting them individually instead of putting all that filler crap in as well. Oh, I'm also apparently planting them in the yard because they keep flying out of my hands. But that's what a marigold seed looks like, and maybe, I don't know if you remember, I had a few of them start to grow before they were Sadie attacked. So I know that the seeds are good enough to grow, so hopefully this works and I'll have some pretty yellow gold flowers. Okay, now in my tomato bucket, I don't know if you can really see these, my screen isn't showing up for me very well, but I have 7 little holes, and I'm going to put these seeds in, and over here I'll make a couple of holes to try growing some basil. I'm going to do that in both buckets and may do another bucket of just the marigolds as well. Alright guys, one more thing I forgot I was going to tell you. You can't see really what this is because the bag is upside down, but this is natural mulch, and I'm going to mulch the top of my plants so that they don't lose moisture as fast, especially with the way that temperature is going up. This way, you know, they can keep their water instead of losing it to evaporation. So I'm just going to take some of this and put it along the tops of the pots, and I hope it keeps in some of the water. Here is a cleaned bucket with drainage holes drilled in it. Here it is lined with landscape fabric. I gently added soil to make sure the landscape fabric wouldn't move, and then I poured soil the rest of the way in, save for a hole for the transplant. Decisions are hard. These are the tomato seedlings I had to choose from. Here's the planted Super Sweet 100s in their mulch container with marigolds growing. This is the baby carrot I was too impatient to wait for. And this is the size of pepper that Sadie likes to pull off the plant. Thank you guys for tuning in for this video update of my Gardening with Julia project. Please consider subscribing and leaving a like to the video. Also feel free to leave any questions or comments. If you would like to know something more about the way I've been gardening, I invite you to check out my companion blog or my Twitter and Instagram accounts for the most immediate updates on the gardening project. Follow #GardenWithJulia, and I hope you have a great day.